This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Many-Faces figure, the heroic human robot monster, part of the cartoon collection based on the Filmation cartoon of the 80s. And I'm kind of wondering, because I've only got the one, but I wonder if he's packaged with different faces or if they're all packaged with the monster. This is one of those things where if Mattel wanted to kind of like double, triple dip, because they're doing the 3 figures in the wave thing, Many-Faces would be the one you'd want to double dip on, simply because if you packaged him with the different heads viewing forward, a lot of in-box collectors would probably be searching to get all 3 of those faces showing forward to keep in their box, which is one of those reasons why I'm glad I'm not an in-box collector overall. Quick note, while editing this, I did look at the Entertainment Earth website, and Hordak is the figure that they packed 2 in the case, with 1 Many-Faces and 1 Triclops. Nice going, Mattel. On the back of the box, we see that he is from the episode The Mystery of Many-Faces, and we see the monster form attacking the little people of Eternia, whose names I do not remember, but I believe the guy in the helmet had the crush on the chick with the giant bazongas. That being said, I'm wondering if the reason why he has the monster face on the front of the package is because of the artwork in the back. Now, if we turn the head, he's human. We turn the head again, he's a robot. And we turn the head one final time, and he's the monster, which is what we got in the front of the package anyway. But let's go ahead and open this sucker up. As per usual, we see the removable parts, which includes his harness and helmet, which look like they are a single piece. And then everything else is normal. And we have our comic book, The Slime Lord, Part 2 of the Horde Invasion. As we open up, we do see that our heroic rebellion, which shouldn't be a rebellion anymore because they are actually, running the planet because they kicked the Horde off, are fighting against a number of the Horde. What we learn in this issue, however, is that Hordak had been kicked off of Etheria and ended up in Despondos, which again is kind of weird because I thought that was actually where Etheria was located, was in the dimension of Despondos. But now I guess it's supposed to be another plane of existence, which kind of affects the storylines a bit. But he basically asks the Dark Lords to free him so he can give them the ultimate prize of Eternia, and they let him loose. And now Hordak has gone ahead and split his forces. While he's got some people on Etheria, he's sent others to Eternia, which seem to be slime monsters. And the first victim of said slime monsters is Triclops. Since the dimensional rifts are kind of closed or blocked, the Eternians can't help the Etherians, and that's why Hordak is attacking both at one time, because they can't help each other. And then we are introduced to Hordak's slime pit, which I do hope we get. Kind of hope it comes with Fright Zone, because there's some rumors that we might be getting that this year or next. But they go ahead and they toss Triclops into the slime pit and take control of him. At the same time, it looks like they have invaded the village of the little people from the back of the package of Many-Faces and are sliming them to create their army to attack on Eternia. We also get to see a Horde Wraith here, which guessing that means we might see one of those soon. I like those guys. I just want to say I got this bit in my head canon for the Horde Wraith, that a Wraith was actually merged with the woman who would become Shadow Weaver, and that's why she looks the way she does. Because let's be honest, the Horde Wraiths from 2000X are probably based on Shadow Weaver first and foremost. And finally, we actually get to a page where we see that the Masters are in fact trying to protect Castle Grayskull, as they're expecting the Horde army to show up there. And we actually see the characters from the back of the box of Many Faces about to be slimed and being slimed. So they are part of Hordak's troops on Eternia. And man, that chick's got some big old cleavage there too. But Hordak has tricked them because they are actually going to Snake Mountain to take that over from Skeletor instead. And once again, we got Shadow Weaver there, having a pretty sexy figure there, and some decent-sized knockers. Let's see if they actually give her those when they create her figure for the cartoon collection. I bet they don't. And on the back of the package, we of course get Many Faces, the heroic human robot monster, Hordak, the ruthless leader of the evil horde, and Triclops, the evil and sees everything. I just threw the book all the way off the desk. All right, so this has our Many Faces up front here. He does not come with anything extra other than the figure. Apparently, they decided that his action feature was all you needed, which is kind of a shame because in that comic, we did see him holding a gun, and we could have gotten an alternate headpiece for inside of there. Well, we'll have to see exactly how that's set up, though, too, before I really go on. Because there was a point where Many Faces did do Orko, Skeletor, and He-Man. Classics mode did give us a second headpiece, or face piece, as it were, to put inside Many Faces. But, you know, with two sets of headpieces, that would have been another chance to sextuplet dip on the figure, because then you might have some people who want to display all the faces forward, which again, with Many Faces, like I was talking about the in-box collectors earlier, but yeah, the out-of-box collectors might be picking up multiples of him too. I definitely need to double check that caseload and put a note up here, because some of those collectors will be willing to pick up 3 of the figure and display them all 3 heads. I actually had done that with the classics for the standard head. But let's go ahead and take a good look at his monster face piece here, which is probably going to be really hard to tell in the shadows, but I'll probably have an image of the head by itself up on the side anyway, like I usually do. You know, his monster face kind of reminds me of Etrigan from DC Comics on this figure. So far, I would say it doesn't really feel like it matches up with the original style head. Then we pull up his robot head here, and this one does basically just look like the cartoon version of his robot head. It doesn't stand out as being very different at all. And last but not least, we have his human head, which I don't know if you can see. You probably will see it better elsewhere. But apparently the paint is chipped off of his nose on my figure. That is kind of obnoxious. I don't like that. And it's not like one of those things where you can just go out and get them at the store because they're so hard to find. But I guess I'll have to. I do have a second one of these guys coming in, by the way. Not because I wanted to do the different displays, but because my Entertainment Earth order for him got back ordered, even though I ordered him at the same time as Hordak and Triclops. And Big Bad Toy Store actually had him in stock at the time, so I just went ahead and ordered him. So maybe I should just go ahead and get a third one and do all 3 for displays like I did with Classics. I did not do that with Origins, though, because Many Faces was hard to get originally in the first place. His harness looks like it has a single clasp on the back, which so he's got a standard ball joint in there. By the way, while he's in Many Faces form, he has no real head articulation, by the way, because even the top part doesn't move. Now, I want to say again, with Classics, you could actually twist the head, and I believe in Origins too you can twist the head, so that's a bit different here. But yeah. Again, here's all the heads without the helmet on there. He has a really shiny butt. So there's that. Let's see how easy it is to stick the head back in there now. There we go. So overall, with that, yeah, we could have done a second headpiece in here and had a full second set of faces for him to use, and that probably would have been honestly a good idea. Articulation wise, arm goes up, down like normal, and spins around. There's a little bit of interference here on the tube, but not much. Single joint at the elbow. By the way, it looks like he's using a lot of brand new parts here on the shoulders and stuff. Although I think he is using Triclops's legs. But man, look at them thigh-high boots he's sporting. Anyway, the elbow does have the single joint and spin. Wrist spins around and in and out articulation. The waist has a full 360. We can kick forward about that far, which again, the cartoon, he's got a new style middle, so I'm thinking that might actually be allowing him to kick up a little bit further. Although I think the cartoon collection overall probably does kick further and only kick back that far. He can almost do the splits or a high kick. We got a single joint at the knee. This design of the knee, though, he does not even get a full 90 degrees from it. And of course, where it pegs in, there is a spin. The bottom of the boot does spin around. I'm actually curious about something real quick. So just to note here, this boot cut here goes deep there. And then the boot itself has like the additional bits sticking up to give us kind of that look that they've got there. It works out pretty nicely. We have a hinge at the bottom and a little bit of a spin. The design of the calves here, though, do interfere with the spin. I think that'll do it for our look at the cartoon collection Manny Faces here. My question to you is, if you buy this figure, which face are you going to display? Please let me know in the comments below. Or will you be one of those people who goes ahead and buys multiple figures to display all the different heads? Since I'm already getting 2 and I've got a messed up face on the human side, maybe I will go ahead and order a 3rd one and just display them all that way. I don't know yet. Of course, that's assuming my order from Entertainment Earth doesn't get canceled, because that kind of came about just as a quick story. I was listening to a Mega J Retro video talking about the cartoon collection Man-at-Arms that he ordered, and his order got canceled. So then he jumped over to Mattel Creations and was able to get a couple of them at that point. But that got me worried that Entertainment Earth would end up canceling my Manny Faces because it was back ordered. So I'm kind of in limbo with that, because like I could go ahead and go to Big Bad Toy Store and order a second one. I could wait till it goes into the stores, hopefully. Or, if Entertainment Earth does cancel and I buy one more from Big Bad Toy Store, then I'm still with 2 and not 3, and I'd have to go ahead and order a 3rd one. Either way, it's complicated. But overall, let me know what you think of this figure and the different head sculpts. It is a little disappointing that you can't actually turn the head itself, but, what can you do about it? And if you've enjoyed my video, please feel free to smash that like button. If you're new here and you want to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.